Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at a team that I think even hit twice rank 1 in the world, definitely from Elite before. And today we're going to take a look at how this team is going to function. For me, we're going to have a very interesting team here with Shadow Sableye in our lead position. We have the Saysop of... What is the Saysop? And this is the thing about this team, you kind of really would like to not use a Saysop, you really would like to just win the lead and then align yourself with your backline, which is the main way of trying to play this team. In this case, the opponent caught a Drain Punch, which is fantastic for them, but I have my Stunfisk, which has Discharge in order to deal with the Mantine. The thing is here, by the way, this is one of my early battles. For example, now I know when you will see me most likely face Mantine a few more times later on, that I'm not going to go first from a charge move. I go second from a charge move and gain a bit more energy before I throw my Discharge, because now I know that one Discharge is not enough to knock out the Mantine, which before I never really tried it out before. But like this thing as well, teams get better the more you play them, and like I definitely notice a lot of different kind of things with this team in particular that I can do now better because I learned a bit more towards it. But here, now we're going to be in a position where we have Diggersby against our Altaria. Of course, we're going to win this, the opponent forfeits, and we can move on to the next opponent, where we will face off against a Hisuian Electrode. And this is of course going to be a matchup now where we're just going to be in a bit of an awkward position. They're going to have so much firepower directly that I am forced to use my shields early. And I'm just trying to get as much defense boost in as possible, because I was like thinking, okay, against the Electrode, I just kind of want to survive at least the Wild Charge or something like this. But at this point, the opponent actually decides to, go ahead and catch a move on Mantine again, which happens now for the second time. But I think this time around I actually just not going to go straight for the Discharge. Exactly, that's what I was wanting to tell. I didn't actually know that this was the second battle, but basically exactly what I was just talking about is what I'm doing right now. I'm generating a bit of energy before I actually am throwing again here, because I know that one wasn't enough at this point. And that was definitely the better play, because now I have energy for whatever wants to come in. In this case, it's going to be Primeape, and we are in not a bad spot. As we will see though as well, I'm going to go for the Discharge at the position as the opponent is going to get to their own charge move. I will be able to just go into my Sableye, and I'm going to go for my charge move straight away, because this will allow me to at least get guaranteed a shield or the KO against one of the opponent's Pokemon. Raichus should not do enough damage here, I think. Does it? It's going to be close. It's not going to be enough damage. I can farm them down, and I still have a foul play stored, so they didn't even see my Altaria, and I was able to win the battle. I'm by the way excited for the new season. I can't wait for this season to be over. I just kind of want to have a reset for even myself here a little bit for this season. I didn't really enjoy the season whatsoever. It's by far the season with the lowest amount of battles that I did myself. I'm still not legend yet. I'm still literally just 70 points away from being legend. I just need to actually do some battles and try to find a team that suits me. But I haven't done that yet, so yeah, hopefully I'm going to be able to do it, because I haven't actually in every single season that was happening so far for Pokemon GO PvP, I was able to hit Legend. This would be now the first of them all where I would not be able to hit Legend, which is kind of funny, because, I don't know, like, it's since the beginning, every single season I hit Legend. I kind of want to keep this streak, of course, alive. But here, by the way, this is very annoying, because the opponent just got free fast moves in the entire time while I couldn't do anything. But like, it's still going to be okay, because I have Celio on the back, I have my Discharge Stunfisk, I'm going to use a shield, and they go for a great play. Oh, never mind, they go for the Surf. I thought they went for the Body Slam. I was thinking they would go for that. But now I have two Discharges stored. I can go ahead and go for the first one. I have to go for the next one as well, still in order to knock them out, which I can. And now we're going to be able to win the battle, guaranteed. There's nothing the opponent can do here anymore, as the Kingdra can still knock out our Stunfisk, but I don't think it's going to be able to also power through the Altaria, as they're already a little bit lower. I have a bit of energy on my Altaria. I can survive a Swift quite easily still. So this is looking very good for us. Like, this is going to look really good for us. We're going to have the Sky Attack coming in. This is going to allow us to get the damage onto the opponent, and we can move on to the next one. Togekiss against us in Elite is going to be also a matchup where we, generally speaking, are not that bad with our Sableye, which seems a bit funny, because like Sableye looks like such a bad Pokemon against it. But especially as they go straight for the Dazzling Gleam, I know now what they have, and I know now that they have a bit of an energy advantage compared to like the opponent when it comes to the next move that we want to go to. But here's an issue: the entire team is getting absolutely destroyed by Seismitoad. Like, they're absolutely going to get destroyed here. There's nothing they can really do about it. As we will see here as well, there's going to be the Earth Power coming through. We can shield this move up. I can go for a foul play. But all in all, this is just not going to work out for me because I would need to catch an Earth Power, which I try to do, but I don't know if they even need to go for Earth Power now. I would have caught the Earth Power if I actually was able to stop out there, which would have been great and would have changed the battle a little bit. They're going on to the Togekiss, allowing me at least to swap out into my Stunfisk. Yes, they can still go for the Dazzling Gleam, which is going to do a lot of damage, but at least I have energy on both of my Pokemon, which could be very handy against the Seismitoad. I want to go straight for my move here, but it turns out I overtapped by 1, which is actually really annoying because it is going to be quite impactful. I would have got them low enough that I could at least farm them down or knock them out already with a Stunfisk, and this will change, of course, the battle because I would have had so much more options now for the last Pokemon. But it is a non-Shadow Waterfall Empoleon. And I was thinking that is not too bad because I am going to be able to single resist the fast move, of course, of the opponent, and I can just reach another charge move here. Sky Attack is coming in, and Altaria takes down the Steel type, and we can move on to the next opponent, where we have a horrific lead for ourselves. It's going to be the Hydreigon, and I'll swap out into my Stunfisk because I know that at least here I'm going to be able to do something. In this case, I'm going to get the shield. I have Drain Punch still for this Pokemon, which would most likely knock it out from this range especially already. And I do have, of course, my Altaria, which would be working well against as well in terms of Dragon Breath damage. But offensively, the opponent's Hydreigon is very good against me, and I expect something like maybe even an Aegislash in the back would make a lot of sense, which you've seen already before at the regionals. But they swap out now into the Fortress, and Fortress is actually very good for me. Because I have Flamethrower on my Altaria, I can pressure them practically immediately. They're going to be forced to use a shield here early on as well, and I can use a shield as well against the opponent's, Rock Tomb, I want to say, but I actually don't because I was like, I can still survive at least one. And it's going to be a Sandom first anyway there. And now I can shield up the next move, which means there should be energy dry now, so I don't have to go straight away. I should went for a little bit more energy. But I'm going to be able to knock out the opponent's Fortress, which is a huge relief because this Pokemon would be very difficult for me to deal with. As I reveal the next Pokemon being the Ninetales. As I saw there as well, I stayed in and now caught the move because actually we resist everything from the Ninetales on our Altaria. And still, I decided to go into my Sableye here because I just want to get rid of the final Pokemon, which is going to be the Hydreigon here. I kind of want to have some use out of the Sableye, which I do get with that. With the Shadow Claw damage, I put them as well into the range for the Sky Attack from the Altaria. And the Weather Ball is not even enough to knock us out, forcing them to go for another move. Like, this game is over. Like, they're definitely in Sky Attack range now at this point. I have enough to even mostly take 2 Weather Balls on our Altaria. And as we see here, Sky Attack is coming in. We're going to be able to knock them out. And we can move on to the next opponent, where we have Fortress against us. That is going to be okay. We're going to be able to go for the foul play against the opponent here as well. It's very neutral matchup. Very neutral matchup. So Shadow Sableye against Shadow Fortress here. But I want to catch the Rock Tomb. That's why I stopped out of here. And funnily enough, it actually did work out. I didn't think that they would still go for it, but they did go for it, and that's really good for me. As they're going to go down to their own Feraligatr, which is going to be quite weak to at least our electric type damage. So I might just be thinking of using a shield here, which I do, which I am going for, and I am going to be able to get most a lot of damage onto the opponent here with this discharge. But they actually use a shield, which is okay for me. I can use my final shield as well. But now the opponent's Feraligatr should be the point where I can just knock them out. But they swap out into the final Pokemon there, which is going to be their Carbing. And Carbing is quite difficult. I can at least go for the neutral charge move here in Drain Punch, boosting my own defense, kind of forcing them to maybe want to throw something, but they actually don't. As we are now at +3 defense, but we have next to no HP left, so it doesn't really matter. But we still do as much damage as we possibly can. They have the option to go for the Moonblast. One Moonblast is not going to be enough to knock me out though, so like they have to be a bit mindful about this. They need 2 Moonblasts for that. And I actually still get my charge move off, which means this Pokemon goes down. The hardest ends, of course, for our Altaria in the back, which is lovely. In comes Fortress, where we have the option at least to go for the Flamethrower. But as we see here as well, they go for the Sandom first. We would be now in range where they would be able to knock me out with a Rock Tomb. And as we see, we are forced to go for a Charge Move here as well. They have Ice Beam usually on the Feraligatr, and this will one-shot us, of course. And now it's down to us against the Fortress. I decided not to throw a Charge Move here, which was a mistake, because I could have went for the Sky Attack most likely. But they're going to knock me out now. But can we win the battle? This comes down to if this Mud Bomb is going to be enough to knock them out. And it is. And we can move on to the next opponent, where we face Sableye against Corsola. This is going to be a very solid matchup, and I misplayed this matchup quite a bit because I just realized there's not really anything I have for the Florges. And you saw me trying to swap out into the Altaria, which I still kind of want to do, but I misplayed this day because I was a little bit too slow. As Altaria, as long as they have the normal moveset, which is Trailblaze and the Chilling Water, I should be able to resist all the damage from them, which would have been ideal, which I wanted to do in the first place there. But I just messed up the counting. Not really the counting, actually, it's just the timing itself. Like, I didn't think that they would mostly go straight for them. But yeah, I could have just played this better. This is more I want to say with it. I could have played this better, which would have made this quite a bit easier to play. And I do think we're going to be in a bit of a tough position. This was also not the smartest play at all, especially now we're revealing that they have another fairy type in the back. We have Corsola, double fairy. That's lovely. It's not a bad team though. Like, Corsola double fairy is really, really strong because, of course, Corsola's main weakness is going to be those dark type Pokemon, which double fairy is shockingly very good against. And now Corsola against my Stunfisk. I know already this game is going to be basically game over. Stunfisk needs to be good in terms of the damage that it can do. Like, it needs to be either up against a Pokemon that can only take 2 moves because of the bulk, or a Pokemon where you do super effective damage against. We are up against neither here. We are up against one of the bulkiest Pokemon that does, yeah, just neutral damage here with Nightshade, of course. But like, it's just very difficult for us to play this matchup now, as I'm gonna go for the discharge. Not even getting the shield. I was expecting I would at least get a shield eventually here, but the opponent is not even going to try to play at all here with those shields. They go into the Azumarill and they have still 2 shields left on this Pokemon. I have no way of really damaging this Pokemon at all. The discharge is coming through. They still don't want to use a shield. They just know that they won this battle, and that's going to be it for this one. Like, there's nothing I can do. I can try to use my Altaria somehow, but I have my shield. I'm still going to try my best. But I know already at this point that this game is kind of done for. Like, there's nothing really that I can do. I want to try my best here, but as you see, the Ice Beam is going to knock us out, and we can move on to the next opponent. Where Shadow Kingdra awaits here for us, we're going to be able to go for the Drain Punch, which is fantastic. Drain Punch is going to allow us to boost our own defense up, and the opponent's going to call it. That is kind of ballsy. That's kind of interesting. And we're going to go for the Shield on the Swift. That is even stranger, because now the opponent gets to another move, and I didn't know that they get to the Surf at the same time, and they just completely destroyed me here in the lead matchup. And Stunfisk goes up now against the opponent's Kingdra as well. We can farm them down. In the back is going to be Gastrodon. Gastrodon goes up against Altaria. Altaria goes up against Carving, and we get Hardwalled. If I won the lead matchup, I would have won the battle. Because I didn't win the lead matchup, I lost the battle. But the team that I'm playing here was all over Twitter for quite a while, because again, I think 2 different players actually hit rank 1 in the world with this team, and so I was expecting that the opponent maybe is running the same team as I do. So I want to try to play it a little bit differently. We have no shield advantage, which is cool, and they're catching the move onto the Stunfisk, which I should maybe imagine, but I thought they maybe catch the move onto the Altaria, so like they just caught a double resisted hit, a triple resisted hit actually, on their Pokemon, so like it did nothing. Very well done there. But what I can do here at least is I can still try to go for another Mud Bomb after, weaken them to the point that I can hopefully farm down with the Altaria. But I actually just decide to go into my Altaria because I think that the energy is actually worth more than, yeah, the rest basically. The energy is worth more than having the health or the shields. Like, the shields I'm still going to keep here as well. But yeah, now we're kind of forced to use a shield. We kind of need to get them low, but I expect that it's going to be the Altaria in the back. We have the Drain Punch coming in. Should maybe shield the first move then. But we are going to be in a position where we can still at least go for the Sky Attack and knock them out. There's going to be the Sableye now up against their Stunfisk. We're in a really tough spot. Like, we're in a position where I don't think this is possible to win. They have Corviknight in the back. Yeah, like, this game is done. Like, this game is absolutely done. Drain Punch comes in, doesn't even get shielded. I can maybe take an Air Cutter. Air Cutter comes through. We can take it. Foul Play comes through now as well. Like, that's alright. This is gonna allow us to get some damage onto them. I can go for the Discharge. That's great, isn't it? Discharge coming in here. We knock out the Corviknight. It's down to us against the Stunfisk. We can still reach another Mud Bomb. What are they doing? Like, they're really just giving me an option here to win. But even at this point, they have so much energy. They're going to be good against Altaria. They just don't throw. And I win the battle because I thought they can farm me down. I survive with a 1 HP and Dream. This is going to be it for this one. See you then. Bye-bye.